Hello, hello, my friends. Couple minutes early, but you know, it takes a minute for it to pop up for you to see, and I am excited to see you. I haven't been here in a bit, so let me know when you're here so I'm not just talking to myself or Morty, who's on the floor. Those of you that don't know, Morty's my Shih Tzu, and he's hanging out with me. Nice and quiet, though. He's being good. I've missed you because we've been away. We went on a really nice warm vacation. We flew from here in Vermont to Miami and went on a 4-day carnival cruise with my granddaughters and my daughter and son-in-law. We had a blast. The weather was amazing. We got home late Friday night and we got 10 to 12 inches of snow today. So Vermont did not fail. We got a little bit on Friday night as we were driving home, and then a little bit over the weekend, and then phew, we got buried this morning. Hey, Susan. So just to remind me, it's still winter and I still live in Vermont. So even though the palm trees and the sun were really nice, I don't live there. It's not where I live. So we're back home. So I had a lot of things to share with you. I shared a quick video yesterday because some close to my heart stuff came while I was away. Hey, Jeanette. Oh, Virginia's not as bad. My sister's there, but it's not Florida, but it's a little warmer than Vermont. How are you? Welcome. Okay, so tonight I want to talk to you about 6x6 albums, and I know you're thinking, oh, those are really tiny. I don't know. I need more space. I don't think I can do it. I'm telling you, if you're not sure, you really should give them a try. The 6x6 albums are adorable. I like anything little anyway. There is a really great special right now that gives you a ton of materials, and that's kind of what pushed me into trying this. Mine did not come of that, but it's coming. So I will show you all of that. In fact, let me take you over there and show you that right now. If you go to, well, this is karamiller.com, right? Super easy to find, just my name. And when you go to that, you'll see all these things that I talk about just linked right up here at the top, so you don't have to remember a whole bunch of links. The easiest thing is karamiller.com, and then here is my Close to My Heart site. So when you click on that, it will bring you right here. And what I'm talking about is this one shows up, but if you scroll down, it's called It's the Little Things. And you click on that, and you will see there's lots of different items. The mini album workshop kit is the one I'm talking about today. And that gives you, let's look down and see what you get. You get It's the Little Things paper packet, 6x6. You get 6 card sheets, you get sticker sheets, mini album die cuts, and the 6x6 page protectors that you need to go in the 6x6 album. You don't get the album. Hey, Lana, so you need that. And there's a little video here that shows you exactly what it is. If you go back to the blog and you click on the first thing, right here where it says mini albums, if you click on that, the links are in here too, so you don't have to try and remember where they are. And I talk a little bit about why I love Simples for mini albums. So go check that out too after we're done chit-chatting here. Let's go into, if you look right here, you will see a link to check here to find this free Simple SVG. That's my classroom. If you click there, it will bring you right here to the Facebook Live replays. You want to enroll in this class free. If you're watching me on Facebook, you want to be in this class too. It's free. That's the good part. And once you're in, you will see every time I went live, the recordings are there, and there were free simples and cards back here. So you want to make sure you get them. They're there. You can download them. They don't go anywhere. Now, if you look at today's Facebook Live, where is it? Let me find it. The mini album Simple. you will see that the actual SVG that I'm using tonight is right there for you to download. Okay? All right. Go ahead and do that. And this is the Simple that we're working with tonight. I want to show you a few of the actuals, and then we're going to go play in Design Space. This is the 6x6 album. I picked Wisteria because I like this color, but it comes in 2 other colors, which I should know them, but I don't. But it's cute. I used I did Sea and Sand, Seas and Greetings, sorry. Paper pack that is not available anymore, but I still love those colors, so I used it. There might still be some, actually, I say it isn't, but there might be some. This is that 6x6, and you'll see that I have 3 photos on it. Now I used my Simple, and of course I also used my template kit. If you don't have the template kit, let me know. It is in the store, the SVG store, but you can also, if you can't find that, because it's a whole nother link to go wandering, just drop me a note and I'll hook you up. But let's look at Design Space and see how we actually did this. And I'm telling you, it's a simple way, I know I use that word a lot, but it's an easy way to, I want to get rid of you. No, I want you. Thank you. It's a great way to get started scrapbooking if you've been a card maker. If you are a Cricut user but you're not really comfy, this is an easy way. So the trickiest part is you have to save the SVG from the classroom to your computer. Then you're going to come in here and upload it. When you say upload, you're going to click right here, upload image, and you're thinking, well, it's an SVG. Is that an image? It is. Look, these are the kinds of files that qualify as an image to Design Space. So you're going to upload it. You're going to remember where you saved it from the classroom. That's the hard part. You simply click on upload, go to the place on your computer that you saved it, and bring it on in here. Okay? Then this is what you'll see when you bring it in. Now it's a little, it's hard to realize that it's only a 6x6 until you click on this gray layer. They're still grouped until you click on this and you look and see it is 6x6. Okay? All right. Simples now. Oh, if you're new and you're not sure what is this Simple thing she's talking about, my Simple SVGs are basically a combination of a scrapbook layout sketch idea of where to put your photos and mats all connected. They're all in one. So this is designed to put 3 photos, a 3x3 photo, a 2x2 photo, and a 2x2 photo. Now I could do journaling in that section, so that's what this is. This is a 3x3 and 2 2x2s. No, I did not photo edit them. I took a plain, ordinary 4x6 photo, and I took my 2x2 template. I placed it over the part of the photo that I really want, which is Lucy's face, and I cut with my scissors around here. Some people like to draw a line and then cut it with their trimmer. That's okay. You could also use your X-Acto knife. I cut myself, so I don't use that. It's sharp and I'm nervous. Hey, Jean. So I use my scissors, but you don't have to do fancy photo editing. All of these things were designed to keep this whole process, well, simple, right? All right, so let's talk about what Design Space shows us and how we can do more in here. Because really, it's called Design Space for a reason. So this is what the SVG looks like when I bring it in. Hey, Marion. Notice it's all of these layers are highlighted. That means it's in a group. That means if I just click anywhere and move it, everybody goes together. They're all staying together. Let's click on here and let's ungroup. That's this little symbol up here in the top under the layers panel. Now you'll notice that each one of these layers, each one of these pieces is a separate item. It lets you modify them, work with them, what have you. All Simples now come with the sizes of the photos in them as a layer. I don't really want Cricut to cut that out of anything. And right now, if I were to say make it, Cricut's going to send it over to the cut screen, and you're going to see the layers, and it's just going to randomly put these, it's going to cut letters out of something. They're not going anywhere because Cricut doesn't know what to do with them. I don't want them to cut it out of anything on here. So I have two choices. One, I can click on that layer and I can simply click on the little eye and it turns it off. It didn't delete it. I can turn the eye back on and it's still there. Or I can highlight this and I can come over here and no, I can't. Oh, sorry. I can highlight it. Notice it's highlighted and selected, and I can come up here and change it from a cut to a guide. Now it's literally just a guide. It's not going to cut out. It's not going to do anything. When I send this to the Make It screen, the guide doesn't come along. Notice there's no funky little weirdness. The guide stays over on the other page where it belongs. It's up to you, whichever one you like. If you still decide, well, that's great, but it's confusing me, I can still come over here and turn it off, even though it is a guide. Okay? All right. Some other things. Remember, Cricut cuts by color. Whatever the color is, that's going to go onto one mat. So if you say make this and look, you can see that Cricut has a gray mat, a white mat, a pinky color, a melon color, maybe orangey, and yellow. Okay? Maybe I don't want those colors, but that's the way Cricut's setting this up to cut. So if I wanted to cut more than one layer out of the same color, I could simply change the colors to match. Let's say I wanted this gray layer to be the same as this pink layer, right? So click on the gray layer. You have to get to the gray layer. If you're not sure, it's always easiest to come over here and get it. Make sure you get the one you want. Come up to where it's gray and choose the pink color. Now when I say make it, Cricut's going to put these two on the same mat. See how that works? Pretty cool, right? Okay, let's go back. And one of the things that I discovered by the paper that I chose, let me bring you down to it. When I put, let me pick you up again, this right here is that peachy color, and there's yellow over here in the picture, right? See the yellow? But you'll notice in mine, there isn't yellow. This striped layer is what's under here. The striped layer is the kind of orangey color in the picture. All right, the reason I did that is I decided after I cut this out and I put this here, I didn't get to see this pretty stripe that I like. So I should have worked more in Design Space with it, and that's what I want to show you. So in Design Space, if you're looking at this layer and you're thinking, well, I really like this paper right here, this orangey one, but I don't really see a lot of it. All I see is this itty bitty little stripe. Well, let's turn off the yellow and see what it looks like. See, now that lets that orange layer show a little bit more. So I'm not even going to cut that out because I know what I want now. I want that orange layer to show through. I'm going to leave that alone. This white layer is the actual Simple, the photo mat. This is not a double matted Simple for a couple of reasons. One, because it's only a 6x6, and if I add another layer to it for a mat, it tends to take up most of the real estate and it's harder to see like this pretty design back here or leave me room for anything else. If you really, so I didn't design it with one, but if you would like a double mat, here's how you can get it. Click on this layer, come up here to offset. Now, Cricut's got it set at 0.25, which is a 1/4 inch offset. Notice if it does that, it is bigger than the 6x6. So I'm going to have to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to go down as little as possible. It's still going to let me have, I'm going to say apply so you can see what it looks like. It's going to let me have a shadow layer. It's going to fit on my 6x6, and I can do that. Now I could pick a different color. I could, let's say I want that to be the same color as my background paper, for example. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go with the gray. And when I say make it, Cricut's going to put, it's not going to fit for Cricut, but you're thinking, well, yes, it will. Excuse me. So now I'm going to tell Cricut, yeah, well, buddy, I can cut this on a one sheet of paper. You may not think so, but I know I can. So I'm going to click on these three little dots, and I'm going to say move object. And it's going to say, well, where do you want it? I want it to be here. Okay. So now it brings it in and it puts it right on top. Well, no, that's not what I want. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it down here. Right? I don't think it fits. Oh boy, it would be super close. It might fit in here, but then I run the risk of taking a nick out of this, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to bring this right here. What you see on this mat is what Cricut is actually going to cut out. Okay? All right. So there's one idea that you might want to do if you're thinking, you know, I kind of like the double matted idea. I like my photos to pop off the page even more. All right, I could do that. The other piece is we turned off this layer, and now we're going to go ahead and cut it out. So we bring it over to the screen, and we let Cricut do the cutting. We load 4 mats in, and this is what you get. Now you may be looking at this and thinking, well, you know what? This is a 6x6. This is just a 6x6 square. I could cut that with my trimmer. Sure could. And sometimes it's easier to do that. One of the reasons I love Simples, and I showed you in the blog post, is I do not like cutting a 1/2 inch by 4 inches, or how big do I need to have my border? If I have a 3-inch photo, how big does, I don't like doing that. It just makes my head hurt. So I let Cricut and my Simple SVGs do all the measuring, and I don't have to. I didn't have to measure how far from the sides. I just had to look and see, is that straight? Is that even? Yeah, that'll work. And just pop it on down. So think about you. If you would rather save your paper, let me show you what happens. When you cut a 6x6 with your Cricut, you're going to technically waste this little bit of paper. Now you could always use these for trimmed pieces. They'd be cool. But if you were going to do 4 sheets, 4 6x6 pages in an album, the easiest way to do that would be to grab your trimmer and take a full 12 by 12 and just cut it into 6x6s, right? 2, and now you have 4 pages. That would make more sense and be paper economical than using a Cricut for that layer. So if that were the case, then I would simply turn that off in Design Space. So come back here. If you're saying, okay, Cricut, I got it, but I can cut this 6x6 by myself, this gray layer, I don't need you to do it. So I'm just going to turn it off. And now I'm going to say make it. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to tell Cricut, you know what, I'm going to cut 4 of the very same page. I'm going to use this layout more than once. Okay, so I'm going to come up here and change this to 4 and say apply and see what Cricut does. Now it doesn't think it can get that 4th one on here. I beg to differ. I think we can. So let's try it. Move it. Whoops, I'm on the wrong page. Hold on. I want to move this one. Click on here, say move it. And I want to move it to this one. It puts it on top. Where did it go? There it is. So I'm going to bring you over here. You fit there. And I'm going to see, will you fit here? You will. See, Cricut didn't think it would, but hey, I know better. Okay? It just fits, but it fits. So now I only need one load of my white cardstock. Let's look at this one. Yep, this one's good. Look at this one. It says it can't do all of those. Oh, but I disagree, Mr. Cricut. So I'm going to move this object to this page. Now, all these moving around things, it's only going to keep it this one time. So if I try and save this and come back later, it's not going to work. So I'm going to put you there. And let's see, can I get you to move? I don't know. It may not fit this one, but I'm going to try. Again, sometimes it's not worth all this effort. Sometimes it's just easier. Oh, just let Cricut do its thing. You know, it seems to know what it's doing. What do I know? Can I get it in there? I guess I can't. So I kind of futzed around with it, and it really didn't do any good. So I'm going to say, no, never mind. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to move it back to here. And I'm going to rotate it back so it's nice and straight, so it doesn't take up all my paper. And I'm going to move you back up here where you want it to be in the first place. Okay? So sometimes Cricut's right, sometimes you're right. Okay. So I could cut 4 layouts using the same design for my pages. And then if I'm making an album, I'm going to flip them and rotate them through different ways that I could put them in my album. So this comes out and I end up with, this is the 6x6, and then I have, this is the, this is that one, goes right here. This striped, this one right here is this one. And remember, I turned off this one. And then I cut my photos and put them down. This little title journaling that I stamped, this came from a leftover piece of my white. I'm sure you have white scraps everywhere in your room. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick your stamp set. I am in love with this one with the dragon. This is the storybook one. And I picked the sentiment that said, things come in small packages. And the other one is friends forever. And I used I am a matchy girl, so I used my coordinating mist ink. And I stamped on the white right here. Let me show you. What did I just do with it? Remember, when you're using Close to My Heart stamps, first you need to wake them up if it's the first time you've used it, if you've not used it before. I have used this one, but let's see if it gets ink all over me. When you first put it on the block, you need to wake it up. And I wake it up by just rubbing it on the back of my hand, going over it. You need to tell it, hello, let's go. We're going to work. Okay? Now, remember the ink pads are magnetic. There's nothing to clip or whatever. They just open. Love it. And you're going to ink it up. Pat, pat, twist, twist. Pat, pat, twist, twist is the best way to get your ink, and make sure you have it all over your entire stamp. You're going to use the little spongy thing that comes, this piece of, I don't even know what it is, foam that comes in your stamp set that you thought was packing material. Nope, it's really important. Don't throw it away. To give you the best image, you're going to use that, and you're simply going to go nice and straight with the top of your paper, okay? So whatever the edge of your paper is, you're going to go nice and straight. Nice and solid, no rocking, just steady pressure, right? Then it's time for your trimmer. And this is going to give you a super simple that fits your image without any muss or fuss. You didn't have to like measure. I don't like measuring. Remember I told you that. So I'm going to line this up. This line on my trimmer shows where it's going to cut. And then I'm going to do this one. Again, the line on my trimmer tells me where. And then I'm going to cut this side too. And now I have this sweet little stamped sentiment that I'm going to put on here. And I used my little 3D foam dots, popped it up. Now I could have inked around the edge if I wanted. I could cut another layer if I wanted it to pop, but on a 6x6 you don't really need a lot because your photos, in my opinion, are what you're trying to showcase. Then I simply stamped right on the background paper, Friends Forever, and I'm good to go. Now, what if I had a couple more photos that I really, really wanted? That's where our handy dandy flip flaps come in. Now my 6x6 page protectors didn't come yet. That's the other order that I'm waiting on. If you have ordered recently since the Boxing sale the last week in December, all of those orders are out. But Close to My Heart got slammed and had no idea how much we like to sale. Silly, silly people. They know we like sales. And we all ordered crazy amounts at the Boxing sale, which was that last week between Christmas and New Year's. And of course people were on vacation and then the weekend. So anyway, they got behind. But they're caught up now and they're coming. But I still have some things in the pipeline. It's okay, I was away. But I don't have my 6x6 page protectors. But let me just show you. You put them in the page protector. You slide your layout in. Then this is where the flip flap comes into play. I just like saying it. I just think it's fun. They come in every size you can imagine. P.S. Those of you that are in Imagine that played the last game with me, I mean Inspire, not Imagine. The people that are in my Inspire club that played the game last month, you can stock your mail because you might have a flipper flap coming along for you. These are little pockets, the same weight as the page protector, and they hold a 3x3 photo. Let me show you. So remember this one I was showing you earlier of Lou. I'm going to make this one be a 3x3 this time. So I just place the 3x3. Can you see that okay? On top of the photo. I don't have my long handle scissors, but I can make it with this. You're going to hold it really tight with your thumb, and you're simply going to use your scissor and cut right along the edge of the cropping square, right? Super easy. Again, no measuring. You do not need to worry. Did you get the right size? You don't. These don't actually come with sizes on them because I didn't want to know that. But some of you have said, well, we need to know. So the easiest way to tell what size you're working with is to just go to your Simple and put it down and see. Yep, that's the right one. Yep, that would be too small. That fits here, okay? When you're trying to figure this out, look in your collection. All right, so I have this one. I'm going to take this and slide it down in my flip flap. Now remember, I'm going to put this on top of the page protector, not my layout. In this case, I'm going to use my layout because that's what I have. You peel this off. It's super sticky. And I need to turn you around because I don't have two. You probably have two photos in here, right? Hold on, get in there. And you are going to put this right here. I don't really want to ruin that picture. And hold on, we can do it. We can do it. We'll make it work. All right, assume this is a regular page protector, okay? Just assume that. You're going to fold this back, figure out exactly where you want your photo, lay it down right on top. And now I just flip up and there's the other photo underneath. And there's a photo here. I could do secret journaling here. What if I don't really like my handwriting? I'm not a big fan. I don't like the way it looks. Well, I can go underneath here and I can write my journaling back here, which is going to give it the journaling in my handwriting, which my grandchildren think is the coolest thing ever. But in my mind, it's not going to ruin my page with my handwriting that I don't like. But the story is still there, okay? I'm telling you, flip-flaps are the coolest thing since sliced bread. They are just awesome. They can add so much to your layout. So many different ways to add photos. The whole point of this is to use as many photos as you want. Get them out of your phone, get them into an album. The 6x6 you could complete and get done in an afternoon or a weekend because it's not huge. If you tried to do a full 12x12 album, that's daunting and it's a big project and you probably aren't going to be willing to just hand that off to somebody as a gift unless you really, really like them. So let's go back here for a second and look. If you look again at this kit, it's going to really get you started. But if you're thinking, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure I like those colors. They're not mine. Like they have stickers. They have a whole bunch of stuff. Page protectors. Everything you need is here. The only thing that you will need to add is right down here. Now they suggest a black stamp pad. I bet you have one that you like. Blocks. Your paper trimmer. I bet you have that. Your adhesive. You have that. You really need to add an album and your photos. And then, of course, you need the simples. So when you order that from me, let me show you what else I have for you. And there are 10 simples. I've only got 4 of them to show you here, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like. It's taken it a minute because it's a lot to load when I'm sharing it with you too. But these are 4 different pages that would fit in your 6x6 album. And they're just different layouts. You could do them in different designs. They're the same kind of thing that we just looked at. You're going to go through and, oh, this layer needs to be modified. Sorry, I'll fix that so it's all in one. I try to have these only be one layer. These sentiments, but I see I messed that one up. I'll fix it before I send it to you. And then these are ready, and you're going to design your colors of your album right here in Design Space. You may say, okay, well, I'm doing a whole album. I'm not going to let Cricut cut out my 6x6 layers. That's just crazy. That would be a waste. Okay, well, then just turn it off. Let Cricut just do the rest of it. And then you come back here, and this is your guide to help you put them through. I'm suggesting you order this before the 1st of February, this kit that we've been talking about. This is amazing. It's the Little Things kit. Order this before the 1st of February, and we will put them together in a Zoom in 3 weeks in February. Okay, once everybody gets their kit, once everybody downloads and goes ahead and cuts out what they want. This is cool because these are all 6x6 pieces already pre-done. So these could be your backgrounds. The 6x6s are not yet, Lana. They will be, but they're not there yet. I want to test them before I put them in. Lana's asking, will they be in the shop? What if I don't want to buy this kit, but I really want to do the 6x6s? They will be in, where was I? They will be right here in this shop, but they're not there right yet, okay? Probably tomorrow morning they'll be there. I like to test them before I put them in there to make sure that they work. So they will be there. Again, karamiller.com gets you to all of it. Okay? So we're trying different things in January and February. We're talking about pocket scrapbooking, we're talking about 6x6s, and of course our standard 12x12s. We are the place to help you scrapbook with your Cricut. I promise I will make it so that your Cricut will actually make it easier, not more complicated. Okay? Alrighty. Well, glad you could come tonight. Share this with your friends. Make sure that you tell your friends about the free class to enroll in so they too can give it a try. There's free simples in there to try. There's cards, there's 12x12s, and now there's a 6x6. And this video, yes, will be in Inspire. Those of you wondering what we're talking about with Inspire, Inspire is in the classroom. If you go in the classroom, if you are a 12x12 scrapbooker, really, if you could say that, that would be good. If you are a 12x12 scrapbooker, but you like ideas and help, and you want to hang out with other people that like it, you want to be in Inspire. What we've started doing in 2023 is, instead of me just dumping SVGs at the beginning of the month, each week I give you a new SVG with a different technique or project or what have you. And you can see this is what we do. And there's a lot in here. And if you join now, you get all the old stuff too. Even though it's old, you'll get it. And then this is what January was, just so that you can get a sense. We did paper piecing. We're doing digital art this week. The Facebook Lives are also in there. So it's a one-stop shop for those people that are the members in Inspire. You can still get in there. This enrollment's going to close at the end of January. So if that's something that you want to jump in, now is the time. Okay? All right, everybody. Well, thanks for coming. I will see you again next Monday. Have a great week, and happy scrapbooking.